What's up, everybody? Welcome to Rob Loves Everything. This is a little show that we put together on the Park Adventurers Club where I talk about different things either that I've bought or things I've done or things that I like to do. But this week it's all about sippers and buckets and pens. And instead of oh my, oh why, people always ask me that question. Why popcorn buckets? Why do you do these things? But I think if you guys are watching, you at least have an inkling of why if you're not also in it with me. So thank you guys for being with me tonight on the Friday night, part of our TGIF lineup. We'll tell you all about what's coming up soon so you guys can mark your calendars and be ready for that. But tonight I want to get into some of this stuff. A lot of it's stuff I've picked up over the past couple of weeks: popcorn buckets, sippers, and then pens. And pens I want to get into first because I'm not like a huge pen guy. You wouldn't know that if you like didn't understand Disney and you came to my house and you looked at how many pens I have. I am a little bit obsessed with them, but normally when it comes to pens, I just get the ones that are, like they're milestones. It's this attraction opened, or this one turned 50, or, first time I stay at a certain hotel, or things like that. So I don't know if you guys are the same way about that kind of stuff, but I want to talk a little bit about Destination D23, which I've done a show on. If you want to go back and watch that, I did a whole show about my Destination D23 experience. But I mentioned then that I didn't talk about the pen situation. So I'm going to talk about that in a second. If you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. We would love to have you. I have a little side bet going that if I can get to 5,000 subs before December 31st, I'm going to get an Oswald tattoo. I don't see that happening, but I am ready to do it if that's the thing. I have no ink at this point, and I'm ready to make that commitment if we can do it. So tell a friend, make a bunch of accounts. I don't know what you're going to do, but if I hit 5,000 before, or if we hit 5,000 on this channel before 12/31/2025, I'm going to get that Oswald tattoo. All right, so Destination D23. So leading up to it, a lot of people are like, what's the deal with it? Why is it exciting? What's the cool part? And before I go any further, I have a super chat from Jungle Cruiser. Rob, I have an episode idea. Could I submit a video about the history of Disneyland popcorn buckets and sippers? Let me know. Sure. Yeah, let's talk about it. Honestly, Jungle Cruiser, and thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. The popcorn buckets and sippers have evolved over time, and I think a lot of people don't understand that it used to be a thing. I think I started. I know I did on our very first show that we did here with Rob Loves Everything, as I talked about the thing that I feel like got me into it, which was that Orange Bird sipper, which was just like an orange that I wanted when I was a little kid. So yeah, I definitely think we can get into it at some point, man. But again, thank you for the super chat. Love that you're here tonight. Thank you guys for being here tonight. I see Fire Chief and Jake and Sienna and a whole bunch of folks in here. Sienna was part of this process because she and I were both going to go to Destination D23, and neither of us had been part of this pin situation. And so we talked a lot and shared a lot of information back and forth about it. But so. Yeah, that's a phone. So I got an email from Disney, or actually 3 emails from Disney about pins for Destination D23. I was looking for an email about shopping. They usually do that, and I talked about that on that Destination D23 show, where there's usually a shopping email, and then you go and you register for a time, and that went to my spam for some reason. But these pin ones, they came to my inbox just fine, and it was from 3 different stores. It was Mickey's of Glendale. It was the Disney Hollywood Studio Store Hollywood, and it was the Walt Disney Company store. So all three of them sent me three separate emails and said, hey, you can take part in this pin RSP. So for those of you not familiar, RSP stands for Random Selection Process, where you go and you tell them, hey, these are the ones I'd like to have. These are the ones out of all of these pins that you have that I'd like to have. And they go, we'll think about it. We'll think about taking your money. And they go through the process and they choose people at random. So I chose more pins than I thought I would need. And need is a word. So I went in and chose all these pins thinking there's no way I'm going to get all of these. And so I probably ordered more than I should have. And then they email you closer to time to pick them up and say, hey, so congratulations. We're not selling any of these pins on site, but these are the ones that we've okayed you to buy. And we're going to charge you for it in a week or so. And if you don't want them, you can cancel some right now. And I feel like the system is a little bit convoluted. I wasn't really sure which ones I had, and it's probably on me. But I went in and just kept the ones that were there, and then ended up picking them up, which was an ordeal in itself, because when you got to Destination D23, there were the 3 stores, but there were also the 3 pin location pickups, and the lines were incredibly long. So it's like, who is this process helping that you have to order them online, pay for them online, and then wait in line to get them later? But they were very thorough. When you would go up to the front, they had a bag with your name on it, and you had to show your ID and your email, and they would go through and they would check your bag with you, and you would sign off that you had all the pins that you had paid for, and then you would leave and then go to the next line. So when they sent me these catalogs, there were 3 different catalogs for the pins, and each catalog has about 50 pins. There are a total of 187 pins. 187 pins that you could have gotten from this. So there was this was one pin catalog, this was one pin catalog, and this was one. 187 pins. Now, 27 of those were part of a chase series, and again, Sienna was in on that, and I actually have these boxes for this the 27 pins. I think there's 2 random pins in here, and I'm going to open them tonight as part of this. So I have been holding this off just to hang out with you guys and talk about this. So, but let's take a look at these pins. So the Mickeys of Glendale pins were they had this Grand Prix collection, so cars. And then they had the horse collection, which, you know what? I actually have a thing about Disney horses that I think they're cool, like Samson, the Prince Philip's horse. I like Disney horses. So there were 2 sets of Disney horses. There was these chibi heroines. I bypassed that one. That's not my vibe. Disney Squad Goals. I think I asked for the Encanto one because my wife loves Encanto, and the Kingdom Hearts, but I didn't get either of those. Here's another Squad Goals one, 3rd Squad Goals, but then these. I mean, you guys love parks, right? The park stamps ones, I was just like, you got me, Disney. Like, these look awesome. So they've got one for Fantasmic and Country Bears and Haunted Mansion and Big Thunder and Pirates, and then Alice, and then like there's Larry from Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and there's the Ice Gator and Cinderella, and then the Jungle Cruise one. Yeah, like all these look great. So I ordered a bunch of the stamp ones, or asked for. Now these are the chaser ones. So you could get 2 of these in each box. All of the rest of these, I think you were limited to just or ask for 1 of these. But for this one, they were going to sell you this mat that you could buy, and then you could pin your pins that you would get here onto this mat. Well, the mat was $55 for just the mat. So I said no thank you to that. And then these boxes were $35 each. So, you know, again, the people who are like way into pins, and I think we all know somebody in our lives that is way into Disney pins, like, at this event, there was like the old lobby of Coronado Springs had pin traders in there, and they bring their volumes and volumes of books, and people go through and they're like really religious about it, and that's their thing. That's not really me. But again, I mean, this was every Disney event is a once in a lifetime event, right? So I was like, I want to have something from this. So I ordered a bunch of these. So let me show you the ones that I ended up getting. Now, before I go into that, there was one store that I didn't buy anything from. I didn't order anything. As a matter of fact, I sent it to my friend Jake, and I said, Jake, there's a lot of Stitch in here. You may want this. These were weird. You could get like a little phonograph pin and then get these little record pins. I think that my FOMO on this one would be so out of control because I would not have all of them that I'd probably have freaked out that I couldn't do that. So like there's a Lilo and Stitch record and there's a Moana, and then they had some more of these chibis, and then these which cross country series, and then there's little Stitch on the back of that train. Yeah, Jake said I don't want to look at these because then I'll have to order them. Here's this California series. So I didn't order any from these, but as you can see with the numbers as they're going up, we got 50 that were in this set too. So I didn't order anything out of this collection. And then the other one is this studio store. Now these I loved because these are from the event. Like this is from the event. So I did ask for several of these. I only got one. And I'll go ahead and show you that one right now. I only got one. I got this one right here, which is there. So it's the Goofy and Max one, which is pretty cool because at the at this event, Destination D23, there was a lot of a Goofy movie celebration. So it was neat that that's the pin that I got for that one. But again, looking back at it, I'm pretty sure that I asked for maybe all of these, except for this very complicated one with the three caballeros at the bottom. But I think I asked for all of those and only got that one pin. But I'm glad I got one because, again, it's a Destination D23 pin. Celebrating the stories again. This is something they did with the Three Caballeros and with Coco. Now this huge thing from Encanto was $300. Now my wife, like I said, loves Encanto, so all I did was I asked for the Mirabelle one for this one. So that is actually here. So I got the Mirabelle pin too. Now notice the size. Notice the size of these. These are huge. This is not what I was expecting for pins, was them to be this big. These are huge. They're heavy, and they were expensive. So this one was $35. But because she likes Encanto, I was like, you know what, let me just order or ask for just the one. I may have done Bruno too, but I think I just did Mirabelle because she loves Mirabelle. So from this one, literally these were the only two that I got. And again, this was one where I think that the catalog had 50 different pins in it. So here's the rest of that. There are these like cameo pins, and then these that are jars of like the colors of paint. They call it color shades of magic. It says they were previously released pins. So I think if you're a pin collector, I don't know how you feel about that, but yeah. So those were my that was my haul from just that one store, which was the Walt Disney Company store, and then I didn't get any from the Hollywood store, and then the Mickeys of Glendale. That's where we kind of went off the rails a little bit, and I got a lot more than I thought I would. So the stamp collection that we talked about, and again, you guys are Parks fans. This is, the park, the pins for the stamps were huge. So I got Ice Skater and I got Big Al, and I was glad I got this one because my wife again is a big it's a Small World fan. And then Larry. So I didn't get Orange Bird or Figment, and those are the ones that I super wanted, but I'm sure everybody wanted those. But those are the ones I got from the stamp collection. From the On the Road collection ones, I got this is from Oliver and Company, because I'm a huge Oliver and Company fan. I love the music. I love they actually sang Once Upon a Time in New York City by Huey Lewis at the Destination D23. So I was glad to see him represented. While Oliver and Company usually isn't represented. Roger Rabbit, come on. I mean, how am I not going to buy Roger Rabbit? But again, look how big these are. These are ginormous. These are ginormous pins. It was much bigger than I thought they would be. Insert joke here. And then this one is from the Muppets, and then Lilo and Stitch. So again, there were 2 pages of these when I was flipping down and showing you guys those. These are the 4 from this collection that I got. And then, as I mentioned, the horses, I got 2 of those. So I got Prince Philip, and I got Cyril from Mr. Toad. So I got Samson and Cyril were the only 2 that I got from there. So doesn't necessarily seem like it's way out of control. Maybe, I don't know. What do you guys think? Ronald says, "Oh, would like that country bear pin." Fire Chief, all the pins are pretty nice. Jake Stitch, of course. Yeah, so there's the Lilo and Stitch. That's the only one that came through with Lilo and Stitch. But again, the horses, I like the horses. I don't know why. Actually, when we were at Busch Gardens and we did a live stream from Busch Gardens, we went and saw the Clydesdales. And I said, for some reason I have a thing for Clydesdales, which somebody took out of context. It was Shannon took it out of context. She said, this was not on my bingo card to hear Rob Whiteside say, I have a thing for Clydesdales. But they're awesome. They're really cool. So those are all the pins that I got, except for the box. So let's take a look at this. So this is the Destination series. There are 27 that you could have in here. If I go back to this screen here, you can see the 27 that are here. And Sienna, I think you're in the chat. I know that there was something that you wanted, and I don't remember what it was. But like, if I'm looking at this, I would love to have, and I'm just making wishes here. The Orange Bird one is freaking adorable. This Stitch one is really cool. Elsa's my girl. I wouldn't mind having that. The one with the California or the castles, all of the castle ones would be great, especially since I'm going to Tokyo, getting that. The one with Tokyo Sea on it. There's a Tower of Terror. Yeah, I honestly like the Figment with Epcot Ball. And then some of these castles would be great to have. So let's see what's in this box. I know it's exciting. All right. So there's only 2 in each box, right? Oh, and then this has. Oh, I guess I didn't need the $55 map because I could just pin it onto this. There you go. All right, so let's do this with scissors. The anticipation's killing you, isn't it? It's great. What is that one? Oh, it's 3 Caballeros. I'm down with that. 3 Caballeros, that's cool. Again, 3 Caballeros was a big deal for this this particular one. They are a theme at the Coronado Springs anyway, so yeah. And then this one is Moana. Womp womp. I mean, I don't dislike Moana, but again, of all the destination ones that are on here, like, that wasn't even my wheelhouse of place. Maybe that represents Alani? But it's like a chibi Moana and Hey Hey and Pua on there. So, diabetes and dehydration. So yeah, Sienna, what were the ones that you were looking for? I think it was castles, right? I don't know. All right, so that's 2 of 6 because I only bought. I mean, again, these boxes were $35 each. I only bought 3 of the boxes, which this was one of the only things you could buy multiples of because of it being a mystery set. So. This bag is not sealed. That's kind of a letdown. Ooh, a castle. This is the Paris castle. So that's cool. And I'm almost done with pins so that we can go to popcorn buckets. Let's see what this one is. Zootopia, I assume that's supposed to represent Shanghai. So, okay. Again, Destination D23, it was like an around the world theme this time. So I think that's probably why this is the Destinations pin set. But I'm not gonna lie. I think so far the one that I'm most excited about is probably the Paris Castle. Followed by the 3 Caballeros, and the other 2 are okay. I mean, they are also things. As I say that, the worst thing that could probably happen when you spend $35 on a box of 2 pins is that you get duplicates. So let's hope that doesn't happen. He says out loud. That one is Cinderella in her carriage. Again, I don't know what that's supposed to represent. Maybe, I don't know. It's not Magic Kingdom, because that's the castle. Maybe. No. Yeah, there's a castle already. And then this is the last one, and this is the moon. Perfect. Womp womp. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, again, I looking on the bright side of things, there are only 27 of these, and I got 6 of them, and no duplicates out of 3 boxes. So chances are, if I ordered more boxes, there would have been some duplicates there. And I guess the good news about that is when you go to these conventions, you can trade and things like that. So I guess it could have been worse, but those are the ones. That's what I got for those. I don't know, blind boxes, there's something that's exciting about blind boxes, and at the same time very nerve-wracking when you spend this much money on something and there's a possibility of getting either something you don't want or duplicates. So I also wanted to show, as far as pins go, the freebies that we got. So this one was a Destination D23 pin that came with our bags, and I talked a little bit about that again on the other show, so I don't want to waste your time with that one. And then this was also in the bag. This is a pin for Abbott Elementary that looks like it was left over from San Diego Comic-Con. It says Ava Fest on it, but again, you know, representing ABC. These 2 pins you had to go chase down. So this one is Figment, which is awesome, in his little spacesuit. That one was part of the lug. You got a little card in your bag that you got, and then you had to take that into the lug store that was set up in the ink and paint area, and then like cash it in, and you got that and a luggage tag. So that was nice, but they could have thrown it in the bag, but I guess that was just to get you to the table. And then likewise, there was one for this one is a Stitch one for Destination D23, and this one was Disney Visa rewards. Now this one, there was a card inside a package inside the bag, and then you had to take it to a counter inside Destination D23 that was a Visa counter and show your ID and your Visa card to pick it up. A lot of hoops, but again, that's the thing. I also included in this like buttons. So I have this button that they gave us from for D23 for Happy Halloween, and then this one for Princess World Week. They're not pins, but they're kind of pins. And then the Coronado Springs had this one where you find Bruno in your hotel and take a picture with him. It's part of Disney Family Wellness. Then there are little stickers that you can collect during your stay. Again, my wife loves Encanto, so we just kind of tracked that down and found the button. But yeah, so that's all that stuff. So here's a little close-up look. Let me do again of all of these pins. So there's Paris and Cindy and Three Caballeros and Moana, and then there's the moon. So yeah, so there's that. Stitch is worthy of the hoops. Thank you, Jake. That is very true. Sienna said the set included the sun and moon from It's a Small World. Okay, so we have the moon. There's just one moon and one golden sun. I don't know. And a smile means friendship. Okay, so that's the pin haul part of these sippers and buckets and pins of mine. So one of the other things that happened was that as I was down there, I not only went and bought popcorn buckets and sippers and things in the park, but also my good friend Allie hustled some stuff back from California for me that I hadn't had yet, and so she brought it into the park, and we had so much stuff to bring back that then I had to then pass it off to Jake, and then Jake took it and held it for us until I came back for HHN last week. So I have the whole collection together, but I'm excited to show you guys some of this stuff. So one of the things is that I got, and I don't know if I told this story on that show or not, but is this the Mayor Sipper. So the Mayor Sipper is ridiculous, and I love him. He's got this, the head turns around, the mayor from Nightmare Before Christmas. When I went to get this sipper, I wasn't sure that it was even around because the popcorn bucket for Jack was everywhere, but the sipper you couldn't really find. No one really was carrying it around, and maybe it's just because of the size. I don't know. But I was in line at a popcorn stand to get water, and I said to the cast member, "Hey, you don't know where those Mayer sippers are, do you?" And she said, "Oh, yeah, they're at Sleepy Hollow." So I got out of line, went and stood in line at Sleepy Hollow. The closer I got, the more I realized they're probably not there because I would have seen people walking away with them. Got up to the front, and they were like, "No, we don't have that." And so I just bought some waters there and took them back to my wife. And she goes, or the girl said, "But they're at Pinocchio Village House." Okay, so I was like, I'm not going to really go. We were sitting there waiting for Boo to You. My wife was like, well, we got plenty of time. Why don't you go? We'll save the spot. So I went up to Pinocchio Village House, which was dark. It was closed. But there was a guy there that barely spoke any English who then told me that it was really not there, but that the zipper was over at Storybook Treats, or the Friar's Nook one. He pointed me in that direction. So I went over and I went over there and I thought it's not going to be there. And I went over to Friar's Nook and it was over there. So, again, Friar's Nook or Storybook Treats are right next to each other in Magic Kingdom, but I got it and then, was able to take the top off and then carry it in 2 pieces back home. So I was able to do that, but not very functional as far as that goes, but I mean, you could use it as a sipper. There's a place at the top here that pops open, and then a straw actually pops out of the top there. So could use it as a sipper, but I had to have him. Love me some Nightmare Before Christmas. The other thing I got, and this was at the Halloween party. The other thing I got was, which again I showed on that show, is this Jack Skellington. So love me some Jack Skellington. He has a little pumpkin that lights up here. There's some weird thing with him that he sort of folds down. Like, I'm not really sure why he does that. And then the popcorn, you put massive amounts of popcorn right in there. That's where all the popcorn goes, so that you can see, like, look how much, there's great amounts of popcorn that you can put in there. Not really. So, yeah, there's Jack. Again, like, how could I not get Jack? He's perfect, and he's sitting on his little tombstone, and he's got 0 on the back here. So this was sold during the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. There were tons of them out there, but I had to get that. Strap's very cool. Has the tombstones on it on the outside, and it says Disney Parks right on there. So that was the second one I got, and I thought to myself, I have a bunch coming from California. I'm not going to buy any more. And of course, I go into the park with Jake, and Jake has his Stitch in his bag, and he says, "Are you going to get the Stitch Mummy popcorn bucket?" And I was like, "I don't know that I can get that this time." And he said, "Well, you're going to have to tell Stitch that, because he's going to be very upset." And so you can't make Stitch upset. So I had to buy I was going to buy this anyway at some point. It's awesome. I have the vampire one. I hope they make more different types, but he's got a little candy in his hand, and yeah, he's awesome. So, and again, I think, yeah, his bucket lights up, so that's there. And you could probably actually, if you were a heathen, put popcorn in that. I don't know that you would, but so yeah, I ended up getting Stitch, and if you didn't know, like, he's a mummy, but he's wrapped up in toilet paper, so you can see the toilet paper roll down here. You won't like him when he's upset. Yep. No, Jake, you sold me on that. I didn't want Stitch to be upset. So those were the 3 that I got and purchased in the parks that trip. The Mickey Mouse, and I know Jungle Cruiser, you said that you found this at Disneyland. The Mickey Mouse, that's the ghost Mickey this year, has not shown up at Walt Disney World yet. It's supposed to be at Disney Springs. Haven't seen it. So if y'all are, be on the lookout. And then while I was there, the Pluto Sipper showed up, but it was like the last day we were there, and again, we couldn't bring stuff, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to get that or not. And a good friend picked that one up and said that she would be sending it to me, and so we'll maybe unbox that at a later date. So that's all. Those are the only ones I got during this trip. However, I had Allie bring me back some stuff from California that had been collecting, including this Fantastic Four sipper. So it's tell your thirst, it's clobbering time. Now, I thought it was going to be like this. So if you guys have ever been to Avengers Campus and gotten any of these, like there's this drink holder. This is one that I have that's the Iron Man gauntlet. It's actually literally made to hold a drink. Like you drop it in there, which I don't know how I feel about that because it's a little silly. At the same time, you're not going to like get liquid in it because you're going to put like a bottle in here or something. And so that's what I thought that the thing sipper was going to be, and it's not. So if you look at this, so here's the sipper, and there's this part right here that pops up, and then there's, let's see, let me move it this way. So it's here, so it's very functional. You just go ahead and sip out off of it like that, and then this part of it here opens up so that you can unscrew this, and this part right here unscrews so that you can put liquid in it, God forbid. But yeah, I don't know that it does anything else. I don't think that it does, but it's, you know, not for me, says Mrs. Fire Chief. Is that talking about the thing sipper, or is that talking about the Stitch? Anyway, for a second there, I thought it wasn't going to close. It's got this little watch thing on it that I thought, okay, does this light up or does this make noise? But it doesn't seem to. So anyway, that's humongous. So, which is again why I wasn't going to be able to bring that one back necessarily this trip. So the trip that we just took, I brought this one back. So there's that. The other thing that I brought back, which I love, is this sipper. So this is the Cusco sipper that was a Magic Key exclusive. Now the problem with this is a lot of people reported that it was leaking, and at first mine wasn't, but if you turn it in any direction other than upright, it does leak. So the liquid should be higher than it is in here, but the idea is that there's two walls of it, and then the liquid is inside, so that you can put your drink or whatever in here, and then it looks like the purple solution. It's got the label that Kronk thought he had, which was the skull, but then the actual one when he flips up the sticker and shows the llama. So I love it, but it's again, I'm a little sad about this one because it didn't make it back. And also, you couldn't take it on a plane. Like, it was hit or miss if you looked online about whether you could actually carry it on a plane or not. Some TSAs were saying there's too much liquid in here, you can't carry it on. Others would let you go. I didn't want to take a chance with it, so I packed it in my packed luggage, and again, was very sad that it leaked a little bit more when that happened. So I love this one. I think it's great. It's Magic Key exclusive. I thought they would bring these to Cuscotopia. They didn't. But I have it, and I probably will never, ever put any liquid into it. So there's that one. Also, wait, I think... Yeah, sorry. It also lights up. I guess you can maybe see that. Yeah. Then Allie was getting this one, and I felt like I had to. The Victor Geist one that was a sipper from Disneyland. I don't think this is going to, just like the Bride, show up at Disney World, nor has it yet anyway. It is a sipper because it's got this great, it's got the straw thing up here. This top part pops off so that you can put the liquid in. But also, let's see. Let me bring it here and show you guys this part. So if you hit the keyboard, I guess he's not on. So you have to hit the keyboard to make that happen. It plays Grim Grinning Ghosts. Very cool. It's really neat looking. It's super ornate. And at first I thought, I'm not sure I need this one. And then Jungle Cruiser says, don't give people the idea to put things in the buckets or sippers. The only answer is nothing. Correct. That is correct. So even though this does open up, why would you do that? And honestly, I would bet Jungle Cruiser, at least half of the buckets and sippers I have, I don't even know how they open, probably, because why would you? Why would you put anything in them? That's a travesty. Especially with this one. I think this one was pretty pricey, if I remember correctly. But I didn't want it at first because I was like, you know what? I'm going to be strong. I know Jungle Cruiser, you were trying to be strong with plastic, but they came hard with the plastic for Halloween this year, especially at Disneyland, so I had to partake. For this one, I want to talk about a different one first before I talk about this one. Is back when Cars Land opened up, I got this sipper. So it's a pretty basic sipper. It's got a little handle here. It looks like a traffic cone. It says Cars Land on it. I think that's just a sticker on the front. So this was back when we were being a little bit more basic about our actual sippers in time. So the reason I show that is that Cars Land for Halloween had this one this year. They're very similar in the fact that they're the same footprint. At the bottom, the new one is a little bit taller, and also instead of a straw, has this pop-up thing for the sipping part. And then also, let's see. I may have run the battery down on this one, but it has oh no, I've pulled this out. Yeah, so you can see that it glows. And this one was just too cool to pass up. I keep saying that. I keep saying this was too cool past. That one's too cool to pass up. I think I titled this this video like insane, because like it is insane how much I see these things and I need it. I have to have it. So yeah, that one was really cool. That was a Disneyland exclusive because of the Cars Land they have there and because they do the Halloween. So I got that one, the Kuzco Magic Key, the Victor Geist piano, and then the Thing Fist. Again, when the Mickey Ghost pops up, I may want that one. And then, I mean, the Pluto Sipper is coming. And so I basically, I think, swept the table for all of those. The last thing is something that I showed off on one of the shows that was given to me, which is this from the, this isn't really plastic or a sipper, but this is the tiki mug, or the mug from the Beacon Barrel. Today is Talk Like a Pirate Day, so why not show this one off? It's beautiful. I mean, that's a thing to say about a pirate skull, but it's a, look, twinsies, it's a gorgeous mug. It's got the one gold tooth on it. There in the front, and it's really cool. So very excited to have this one, and again, I know it doesn't really count as a sipper or a popcorn bucket, but it did definitely make my day the same way that those things do. And I don't usually get into tikis. I don't have many. I have like a Loath Cat from Oga's, and I have maybe one or two from Sam's, but I'm excited to have that one. So this is something that I wanted to show you guys, that a friend of mine who is in radio in California went to an event at Food and Wine Festival in California, and she got this this bag as like a swag bag, and she was like, "Do you want this?" And I said, "Yes, I absolutely want that." So I was just going to show you guys. It says Food and Wine Festival 2025 on it. I don't know, and Jungle Cruiser, if you're there, may have a better idea of like if this was something that that they sold. I don't know. I don't remember seeing this for sale, but it could have been for sale. And so she got the swag bag, and then she gave me the stuff that's in it. Now the stuff that's in it was pretty generic. Like, I got one of these when I was there, but these are awesome. So, but she gave me hers. They gave this to her. That's the tray that I think was for Magic Key. As part of this media event, they gave her the Tiana Bayou ears. So those are cool. Again, not a sipper, not a popcorn bucket. But the other thing that she got was one of these. So I need to figure out like the whole deal with that. So it's the lightning bug in the firefly in the little jar. They sell these there in the parks. So I definitely will play around with that. And then this hat, which says "Let's get to the party," which I don't think that's a great hat. Am I wrong? It does say Tiana's Bayou Adventure on it. So I think that this was, again, she went through for the Food and Wine Festival for an event this year. They gave them like a little swag bag, but it seems like they were like, what do we have? And they just kind of threw a bunch of things together and said, yep, here's what we have. This is it. But again, I just figured I would just kind of show you guys what was there. So one last thing that I have, and thank you guys for being here. And we've been talking for like 40 minutes, so I really Remel. I'm looking back through the chat and to see everybody. Thank you guys for being here and hanging out. Don't forget that we have, this is our Friday night thing, every Friday night. So we have programming, as you guys know, on Sunday nights we do the Park Adventures Club. We're doing one this Sunday with Annie and Charlie talking about Halloween Horror Nights 2025. Kind of, we'll go through our park stuff, but we're going to kind of go through the 2025 offerings for Halloween Horror Nights on both coasts so that you guys can get some insight from people who have been there multiple times to both of the Halloween Horror Nights at Universal this year. And then we'll, of course, talk about Parks News as well. That's this Sunday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, so please join us for that. And then Wednesday night, Stephanie and I will be talking about Sister Act on A Look on the Plus Side, 9 p.m. on Wednesday. And then on Friday, next Friday, my son will be back and doing a Hakunuma trivia. And so be prepared to come and hang out live as we do trivia on Friday nights Friday night at 8:30. So that's next week. And then I'll be in Japan for almost 2 weeks, but we'll have A Look on the Plus Side still dropping, and then also Stephanie's show, Castaways. She has one of her good friends from back in the day. Castaways is a show where she interviews people who have made the magic. So that'll be fun. But again, thank you guys for being here. Really appreciate you so much. Thank you, Pack. You guys are awesome. I can't thank you enough for following and being on this journey. And if you find fellow people who used to love that other show we did, let them know where we are. And then, of course, you can join our Patreon. Most of y'all that I'm seeing in the chat are all on the Patreon. But if you want to give a shout out to our Zebra Mezzanine and our Treasure Room folks. So thank you guys so much for being members of the PAC, the Park Adventures Club. For more information, go to patreon.com/GoPack. But here's the other thing. So I mentioned that I'm going to Japan. I ordered something the other day, and I wanted to kind of unbox it here. I literally have not pulled it out of the box at all. And it's not a sipper or a popcorn bucket or a pen. And by the way, I said, oh, why on the thumbnail for this. And sippers and popcorn buckets and pins make me happy. And also I feel like they make good decorations, like the background here, and they represent different periods of time in Disney. And, I love getting out the Halloween buckets every year. I have several, like the Mickey skeleton and the Minnie as Winifred and different things like that, and the Donald as candy corn. So I look forward, and then I put them away and bring out the Christmas ones and look forward to that. I just love kind of the hunt of the whole thing too. And I'm not really, I can't tell you specifically why, except for the fact that I just think they're fun. So thank you guys for going along on that journey with the popcorn buckets and my silliness with that. But my wife seems to have come to terms with it. I did joke about on Destination D23 where we were in the room when Disney Eats talked about all the plastic that was coming, and she said, you may need to leave the room, and I didn't. And so that Mickey Christmas tree truck that is coming out this year, and the Winnie the Pooh and Piglet Easter one, those are going to be great. I will probably only try to get one, maybe two from Japan. I've already picked out the ones I want. But anyway, so this is something that I was talking to friend Jake about, is that back in the day there was a thing called Google Glass. People hated it because it was an invasion of privacy. It was expensive. They didn't like it. But then for some reason, Meta made these glasses, these Ray-Ban glasses that are Meta Ray-Bans. And so what they do is they allow you to take video, take pictures, and then also, kind of with AI sort of communicate the way an Echo or a Google device would. So I ordered the new ones for Japan so that I can document a lot of what I'm doing there. So these are the new Oakley. Let's see, we'll go here. And this is the last thing. So again, thank you guys for being here. But these are the Oakley Meta glasses. It's this way. These are the newer glasses of the two, and they're sunglasses. Now I wear prescription glasses, so like I will probably not be able to see as well until I actually get some prescription for this. But I did want to get these to take to Japan to be able to document some stuff. And friend Charlie convinced me that I needed to have these, and he had the Ray-Bans and was talking about that. So they have this charging case. Oh, look at that presentation. Let's go over to so it's got this getting started. It's got this charging case that just sits there like this. Now it's supposed to record or like do standby for like 18 hours, I think. Ooh, a little light came on with that one. David Lung said Rob will need to bring 3 empty suitcases to Japan. I'm taking as many as I can, man. I am taking as many as I can. So let's do this camera here. So these are the glasses. They're Oakley sunglasses. Obviously a little thick on the sides for that, but yeah, so you can see in the front, the cameras are here and here. This way. Yep, here and here. But yeah, this is an experiment in the making at this point of me trying to figure out, if this is going to be something that will help me along the way and share content with you guys from wherever we are. So, this will be part of it. I mean, we're obviously still going to record HD walkthroughs and do live streams and stuff like that. But I mean, come on, had to happen, right? So again, there'll be further adventures with these, but this was something that I just got and wanted to kind of show everybody and do the unboxing here with you guys and say that this is like, standby adventures to come for these glasses and sharing content. And so please make sure to follow us at Park ADV Club on all platforms. So we're on TikTok and we're on Twitter and we're on Facebook and we're on Instagram. As a matter of fact, Sienna took some pictures at Beacon Barrel and I shared them out on our on all of our Instagram, Facebook, and Threads. So you can go to any of those. Again, it's at Park ADV Club and take a look. So Sienna, thank you for doing that. And so you can see those pictures that she took from her adventures at Beacon Barrel. But again, thank you guys so much for hanging out on Friday, and I hope you guys had fun. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about any of the stuff I showed here tonight, or about popcorn buckets and sippers in general. And again, thank you, Jungle Cruiser, for the super chat. Thank you, Jake, for hanging out. Ronald, David, Mrs. Fire Chief, Sienna, and anybody else that I might have missed along the way. My apologies. I see Ed. So hey Ed, Jungle Cruiser, as I mentioned before. Yeah, I'll read back through all this stuff, but please leave comments, watch the videos we have on the channel, and let us know what kind of stuff that we can bring to you guys, because I really appreciate the community we built here and hanging out with you guys, and you guys joining us on Sundays and Wednesdays and Fridays. So have a great weekend. The iHeartRadio Music Festival is on tonight and tomorrow night. If you're on the East Coast, it'll be starting at 10:30. If you're on the West Coast, 7:30, if you want to catch that. And then just, have a great weekend and be kind to each other, please. And hopefully we'll see you, at the very least, we'll see you Sunday night for Park Adventures Club. We have another meeting, so see you then.